So it's been a while since I did a dedicated castle building video, and I have this idea brewing here. I started this little section of a castle a while back, and then I've expanded the wall a little bit, but as you can see, it is a massive potential canvas to build a castle. There's not much going on, but I can see a lot of potential here. So I'm thinking today I'll do a full castle build. We'll do like a big cathedral keep in the back and a bunch of villages, maybe farms around here, all that good stuff. So the first thing I want to do is actually get more than just a one block layer wall there and actually get some interest going. This is definitely the biggest castle I've ever worked on though. Like it's pretty ridiculous how much I've got here. Might have bitten off more than I could chew, but we'll see. I guess I could use World Edit to texture this a little bit, because it's just kind of like a repetitive pattern, but I kind of prefer the hand-drawn method, you know what I'm saying? Like, do everything by hand. It just leads to a more charming result, I feel like. Yeah, I will say we're updating the server soon. I'm on the flowstate right now to 121, and I would love to use tough blocks in this build. I'm so excited to be able to use those soon. It's only available on 121 and up. I'm pretty sure there's new tough variants, but they look so cool. It would look perfect for a castle like this, but very soon. Got about 3 weeks left or something like that on this season of the server, and then season 4 is launching on January 3rd. So I'm gonna sound like a broken record if you watched my last video, or just if you're in the know in my Discord, but very soon we are launching season 4 of the server, January 3rd. So be there or be square, dude. Yeah, I'm so excited. I did a poll today in my Discord. I was asking people if they would want to see me do not just creative building content on the server, but also survival. And overwhelmingly, like 90% of people said absolutely do both. So I think that's going to be an interesting thing, like a new thing for season 4, is that you'll see me actually playing survival on the server. So I think that'll be fun. I suppose I could start doing survival now, but with only a few weeks left of season 3, it might as well just wait until the launch of season 4. Alright, how tall is that? I want this to be a fairly tall wall, but it's going up the hill. So maybe a couple blocks taller. I can't decide if I want this to be a ruined castle or like a more modern one. Probably more modern. I feel like I always have that as like a cop-out when I don't want to finish a build. I just say, oh, let's make this ruined and, you know, broken like this, but then it's like, I didn't really finish it, so I'll try to finish it for once. That feels pretty tall. I like that. Oh, there's someone. Yeah, I always make an announcement when I'm about to start building, so people start to trickle in. Alright, so this is a gatehouse right here. I'll start laying down the idea for that. I tend to build very fragmented, like I'll do a little bit over here, a little bit over there. I don't really do one thing at a time, so it'll help me if I just put a little bit down and then go to some other part of the project and just rinse and repeat. Yeah, something like that. I know I have spruce for the roof down there, but it'd be cool if this was like deep slate and stone, like a very stone-based castle. Like really dark, you know? Once I get these buildings a little bit more built up, I'll start putting some roofs on. Alright, I want this tower to be pretty tall. It's like a major gatehouse. Like that tall? I think it's about right. It's gonna look super flat and boring for a while until I get walls and stairs and adding some depth in there, like that tower right there. It also helps me if I build it in a way where it looks like it's under construction and then add on to that more. Like, here, I'll show you. If I get scaffolding and, you know, planks and slabs and stuff.
Hi, Flo.
Yo, what's up, guys? Dude, everyone just arrived out of nowhere. Do you guys want a challenge?
Ooh, yes. Challenge.
Yes.
Do you want to build a custom building in here? Show me your building prowess. What would it, this is gonna be a castle, right? So what would a castle have? A tavern? I like that. How about a tavern and make sure it has a dance floor? Alright, I expect good things, guys. Don't disappoint. Okay. I gave them a building challenge. I'll see what they can make. Wait, yeah, so what was I saying? I like to build things with a construction vibe in mind. Here, let me make it daytime real quick. So if, you know, I get like a staircase or something, like where a construction worker would be hanging out, you know? Maybe like a ladder here, and then like a platform there, and trapdoors and scaffolding, you know? And then now it kind of looks like... Oh god. How does scaffolding work? There we go. So that way it kind of looks like it's under construction, you know? And then I can like leave it this way as like, oh, they're currently working on it. And then I like build off of it over time. Like I have some stuff come out this way, you know, like it's hard to explain, but it kind of helps me if I don't try to build it from the perspective of like the finished product, but I let it kind of morph over time, you know? Like if I was to look at the Colosseum or something in Rome and I wanted to build that, I wouldn't start with the finished product of the Colosseum. I would probably start building it up slowly over time and adding scaffolding and kind of building it as they would build it in real life, you know? You wouldn't just rush into the end product. It kind of creates itself over time. That's what I'm going for. Looks like they're making good progress terraforming the land. That's good. Here, let me give them a little something to work with. Alright, I gave them a shape, an outline to work with. Alright, now let's get a little bit of depth. It's very flat right now. Need some stair blocks. Let's get some deep slate. Oh, there's a creeper in here. What? I want these towers to be connected here, like a bridge of sorts you can walk across. That looks tall enough. Ooh, the progress is looking good over there. Look at that. It's like a little construction crew. I love getting people involved with the builds. I want to do that more. I said that in a video or two ago where I want to see more like player engagement with the builds, and I don't mind at all if you guys want to like add stuff to what I'm working on. I want to see like a community-driven project, you know? It's not solely up to me, it's up to you guys as well. I want to see what the players can come up with. Alright, that looks good. We should have like an iron gate, you know, like a... Not a drawbridge, that's not the right word, but like a gate that can retract. I know that's possible with the create mod, but we don't have that installed. Dark oak fence, maybe? Would that be too dark? Oh, that's nice. That's some rich dark color. Looks good. Alright, this is a really skinny tower, so this probably should just be like a staircase, or honestly even just a ladder. Like, it's so cramped in here. Well, this can work. It's a really janky staircase, but it'll work. Move, creeper. God. Alright, then this can be the doorway. Okay, that works. Yeah, and I can get up and down. Is this the dance floor? Dude, look at this. Keep up the good work. I don't want these walls to be as flimsy as they are. They need to be like 2 or 3 blocks thick, like this. Whoa, got all bright all of a sudden. Okay, and I'll build this wall up. Yeah, this is some good progress. Maybe I should, like, interject a little bit and add a little something and then leave and let them build off of that, you know? Let me get some spruce. Where's the front entrance of this thing? I think right here, right?
It wasn't working before.
This should be like a really massive fireplace right there. Let's get some brick and granite. Maybe some mud. Alright, is that tall enough? Maybe a little bit taller. Alright, that chimney is a good addition. I like the table, that looks good. I think this needs a staircase to get the second floor on and really make it feel like a proper tavern. That's where the rooms will be. Let me grab some stair blocks for a staircase. Where would the staircase even go? There's not a ton of room. Maybe like right back in here. There's already like a natural corridor. We could just extend this a little bit. So that could be like a loft situation. Okay. Man, this thing is evolving. It's like 10 different people working on it. I don't really know what's going on with this front bit. A little bit confusing. I'm the one that designed it though, so that's usually how it goes. God, the netherite beacon? I bet Doggo brought that. He's like the richest player on the SMP. So if there's a loft right here, I guess the tavern should be extended a little bit. Because I could have like rooms off the side, right? Like that much of an extension? Maybe we have like a an underground pathway. Like this is part of the building, but you could walk through it like an alleyway down here with market stalls. So I have some different suites right here, like varying sizes. I like how I was working on the wall and I had something I was working on, and now I've just gotten completely engrossed in working on this tavern here. That's how it goes when you build with no plan. Get some more depth going on. It's so flat. That's a little better. Oh, this is such a weirdly shaped building, man. This is bizarre. It'll look good though. Now I'm wondering, what should the roof be? I think deep slate is a pretty standard option. What have I done throughout this build? I did spruce and dark oak down there. I think the tavern down there that I built was spruce, but I'm already using spruce for the walls. So, I don't know. Maybe deep slate? I mean, what are my options here? Could do copper. Copper could be actually interesting, like oxidized copper, and make it like a fantasy kind of place, you know? I would try that. Let's give it a whirl. I'm just wondering what the fuck this roof shape is. Maybe this will be an A-frame roof, and then this will be like a slanted roof right there. I mean, this is such a weird shape. I don't know how else to do it. I'll see, but now the chimney's gonna be shorter than the roof. I'll extend the chimney then, it's fine. I don't know how I feel about the copper roof. Looks a little diseased. I think it just needs more structure to it. It's a little bit empty, isn't it? Okay, well there's the slanted roof design. I'll continue this along. But like, where's the roof gonna end? It's kind of this weird diagonal edge right here. I mean, I could see how this would work, actually. Need some wall bits in there. You know, I think the actual wall itself should be like stripped dark oak logs. Something really, really dark and rich. Like, I was trying to do mud down here, but I think it'd look better if we just did dark oak. Yeah, that looks more put together now. I just still don't know what the front of this thing is. Like, I guess it should be like an L-shaped thing. Like, have a roof coming this way, so it's like an L-shaped roof, you know? Let's see here. This could be like a big atrium. Yeah, that has a little bit more structure to it now. Oops. Alright, let's spruce up the front entrance a little bit here. Needs more pizzazz going on. Okay, it's a little better. It just feels like a clown house right now, just so eccentric and weird. You know, I gotta say, for 10 people working on it with different ideas and goals, like, this is not that bad. It could definitely be much worse. Looks like they're adding some details to the outside. That's good. Maybe I should take a break from it and let them finish it up. Honestly, I was probably doing way more than I should have, given that I gave them the project. You know, I was supposed to just like give them a couple ideas, and I ended up building most of it. So let's take a step back and start working on the actual castle again. What do you guys think of the tavern? What's your assessment?
It's an assortment of things.
Yeah. Well, the outside of the castle's looking pretty good. I like the depth that's going on. I'm just gonna have to find a way to make this tavern here look good. Maybe, honestly, maybe the problem is just the copper. I think it's a little bit goofy. The color palette here, maybe deep slate or spruce would look better.
Yo, everything just lags so hard for me.
Alright, well I'm not done, but that definitely looks a lot better. Like it just fits the color palette more. Guys, I have another build challenge.
Oh god.
How about a fist fighting mosh pit? Alright, they're gonna make a fist fighting arena now. I'm curious to see what that will look like. What kind of mosh pit is this?
You said
It's a
make
big hole.
So
and
we-
you
Big
made it
hole.
Yeah, but it's not aesthetic. Yeah,
Is it-
we need like an announcer's stand at least.
There you guys are.
Oh, let me pretty up their arena. It's so ugly.
Flo, can I have some gravel? No one has gravel.
Alright, hold on.
You're doing. Guys, run!
Alright, let's get back to the castle. I keep getting distracted.
I love having 2,500 ping.
Alright, that wall looks pretty tall. Like, this is the level they'd be walking at, so I want it to kind of descend as they go down the hill. I also want to thicken up the base of the wall, so it just feels a little bit thicker. Like, I just need some more depth. Looks too flat. Now, like some big stone supports or something like that on the front. Maybe throw in some walls too. Yeah, it looks a little bit thicker, more supported. Oh wow, this is beautiful. I love the
We have a
reindeer.
warden up in the sleigh.
Oh wait, I hear him. Yeah, I can hear him up there. Oh wow, this cathedral is pretty. Oh, it's not done.
It's not interior decorated yet, but she's getting around.
That's
to it.
very cool. Do you guys have a Christmas tree with like presents under it?
Oh, we should totally do that.
Santa Claus, that's crazy. Alright, I will see you guys probably tomorrow.
Bye
Look, you can go
bye.
to some-
Oh my god, dude. This protein shake I just made, it's peanut butter, milk, blueberries, honey, you know, various nuts and seeds, just so good. Here, let me clean up this roof real quick. I never really did finish this. Make it look a little more tidy. Okay, is that the entire roof replaced? That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have deep slate and stone. That's gonna be like the color palette. I might replace the roofs of whatever this little tower was eventually, but that looks good. So let's keep building up this wall. It's still not really in a presentable state. But see, this is my style where you can see how I'm building it over time instead of like making one tower perfect and then moving on to the next one and the next one. I just build it in layers like this, and I think it feels more like you're building it throughout the ages. Like, this looks like a castle that's been ruined or like it's currently under construction in like the 1100s, you know? That's what I'm going for. But it will be finished. The goal is to have a finished look. And so this wall ends right here. I'm gonna have to change up how I designed this a little bit, I think. I mean, this can be like a staircase. And then you walk along the wall all the way up here. Well, maybe instead of having the staircase right there, this tower here that I built could act as the staircase up to the wall. Because this feels a little bit short still. I want the wall to be more like maybe this tall, you know? And then that way you can walk up the staircase of this tower onto the ramparts up here. I think that's what they're called, ramparts. And we're walking along the wall. Yeah, that feels pretty imposing. This is a really skinny tower, though. How am I gonna fit a staircase in here? Maybe it could start there, and then kind of snake around up here. Alright, this looks pretty good. So you just walk up this way, and it's a little bit cramped, but, you know, it works. It looks pretty cool from the outside. I want to start getting the actual, like, wall rampart, like I was talking about, getting that actually in here and giving them something to walk on, because they're going to have to walk on the wall edge right now. So I think for the block up here, like the path block, I'm going to use gravel. I mean, would that be too similar in color? It might be. I just don't know if, like, coarse dirt makes sense. Like, would they have brought up wheelbarrows of dirt up the stairs and dumped it off here just for that? Like, I don't know. I feel like gravel will be fine. And then for the actual wall design, I'm thinking maybe deep slate. I just want it to pop a little bit. Like, I could do that, but I also want to have some more depth with, like, stairs, you know, like this. Like, what about something like this? That's actually kind of tough, dude. That's cool looking. I mean, there's some gaps in the wall, but maybe I'll get trapdoors. Put something underneath that. What would look good? Probably dark oak, yeah. I'll just do this. This is gonna look clean, dude. And then I also need a design for, like, the awning that goes on top of the ramparts, you know? Like, if there's, like, guards standing in the rain, they can just, like, stand underneath this roof to get out of the rain. What about, like, deep slate, and then we'll get some fences, and then maybe some slabs. We'll just design a little something back here. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. You just, like, walk underneath it if it's raining. Alright, well, I was talking to some players, so I wasn't talking, but I added a little staircase to the side. That looks pretty nice. I think I've been doing a lot of wall building for a while now. I like to mix it up a little bit. Maybe we could work on some more houses. Put down some foundations here. I mean, this tavern, it really is a mess. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I will take accountability that I designed most of the structure. It was a community-driven project, but I definitely led the charge there, so not my proudest work, but it's okay. We can fix it later. I would say let's add some more meandering tiny paths, like 2 block wide paths, and that way I can get a sense of where some houses can go. I just don't understand scaffolding at all, man. Like, what is the logic here? There we go. Okay, well, I dug some holes in the roof. I want to make it feel like it's a little bit more under construction, and then we'll go from there. I think just for now, it was looking too finished and too unfinished at the same time. I just need to lean into one of those aesthetics more. I don't know where this pathway is supposed to lead. Maybe just like the entrance to something? Like a side entrance right here into the tower? Oh, we need a pathway going up to this thing. It's like a little cutesy hangout spot. There we go, that works. Looks like Maple is building something down there. That looks good. So yeah, so I've got some pathways going now, so I think it helps frame out where some potential houses could go. It's going to be really weird building on this hill. I don't really know how that's going to work, but let's start with an easy plot somewhere. Like, I mean, honestly, that was a good spot where Maple is building. Maybe if I can move these shulker boxes, we can do something right here. So this spot right here, it's not big at all. I would say we could do like a blacksmith, maybe? Definitely gonna have to rely on some sort of diagonal design here. Something like that. That works. So if it's a blacksmith, then we should have a forge spot. Maybe like in the back here. I think this right here could be the front entrance, right? You walk into the blacksmith shop and ask for your sword and your horseshoe or whatever. Maybe a back entrance in here as well, so you could like walk through the whole store. And then what about for the walls? I did dark oak for this house. Oh wait, no, I'm building out of dark oak. So maybe I'll do spruce instead. I want there to be a second story as well. That's where the blacksmith lives. So maybe we'll do a little something like that. And then we'll grab deep slate for this roof. Ooh, blackstone is actually kind of nice though. What if I did blackstone for the roof? I like to have variation. I don't want every roof to be the same, so maybe this will be the blacksmith house, so we'll use blackstone. Oh, there's a whole, like, tent going on over there. Look at that. This looks cool, man. This is definitely a blacksmith's roof. I've never really used blackstone for a roof. I mean, I guess it's not super different from deep slate, but it looks really clean. I've never used hanging signs as decoration, but I wonder if I just put some like this. Would that look like a nice little like tile effect? Like panels on the side, you know? I feel like someone's definitely gonna mess with that and type something on there, but I kind of like the look of that. Yeah, it's just coming together. It looks a lot better when I put stairs and walls in there, give it some depth. But well, we still have to do this side, but I think the exterior is almost done. This, I guess, should actually be more of like an open chimney, like how this thing is a giant chimney. Yeah, it looks okay. Like a big forge thing. And then I do need some way to roof this off. Maybe I'll just do it like this. Okay, I think the basic idea of the blacksmith is done. Let's do the interior now. Yeah, I like the shop. I like the downstairs. So this is supposed to be the upstairs. Like this will be the bedroom. It's going to be tricky getting a staircase up there. I wish there was a way to make a ladder in Minecraft that isn't like a straight up ladder. Like, you know how old-timey bookstores or like you go to some like old New York shop and there's like an almost vertical staircase, but you like go down into a basement. It's like not quite vertical. That's what I'm kind of going for, but steeper than a staircase, you know? Like kind of like if it was like this kind of angle, you know? But I mean, maybe I could do it like this. Like we did that, and then a block was here, and then this is a ladder, and then this is a stair block, and then it's a ladder, you know? Like that could kind of work. And then this is the floor. Like this honestly could work. We have a very small bedroom up here, that's for sure. Here, this is a bit of a stretch in the imagination, but bear with me. I think this right here could be like a cool way to have the armor stand be covered up, like its own little cubby, but then it kind of looks like a trapdoor that could flap down and cover up the staircase so that when he goes to bed at night, he can like lock up and be all safe up in here. Alright, well, it's very cozy. Maybe some banners would be good. Get him some black and gray banners. Alright, this is a good little bedroom. And then downstairs, we should have the counter right here, I think. And then we could have some chests and barrels and lava and just make it feel all blacksmithy. How would I do this? Actually, no, a better way to do it is to waterlog the lava. Wait, what? You can't waterlog lava? Oh, that sucks. I was gonna make like a really cool looking lava basin. I guess I could just do cauldrons, right? Yeah, that works. We definitely need a spot that has tools on display, like item frames and maybe lecterns. It's kind of like sideways displayed. It'd be cool if you could put items on lecterns, like not just books, but like a sword being displayed there, but what can you do? We'll just get some item frames and put some iron tools in there.
Hi, I have a question. They started calling me Femio. What do I do?
Femio?
I don't know how to stop this.
Do you watch anime?
Why is that a telltale sign to a femboy, Flo?
I'm just asking.
I do, but why is
there you
that
go.
the sign you go? What do you mean, there you go? That does not make me a femboy.
We're having an argument in there. Alright, let's get the villager that leads the shop. What should we call him? What about Clint from Stardew? There he is, Clint. We'll put him in there so he can't really wander. Okay, man. Well, I think the blacksmith is pretty much done. Looks good in here. Well, now that the blacksmith is done, I think it would be nice to turn over to whatever this thing's gonna be. I left it quite empty, and I think it's gonna be like a big stone keep, cathedral, stronghold kind of a thing. Just like a giant Chungus stone thing. It's gonna take me a while though to get it to a place where I can see a structure given how massive I've made it, but let's give it a go. I think up here I'll have like a 1 block wide wall like this. You know, I've had it going throughout the castle so far. We'll have a only 1 block wide wall here. Alright, how we doing? Looks fine. Such a weird shape. I'm thinking the pathway right here is going to turn and end right here in like a big courtyard. And then we'll have some big royal quarters right there, and then maybe something back here like a keep tower. But it'll be like a central courtyard right here in the middle.
Hello, so they drew me as a femboy.
What do you mean drawn?
They drew me, my Minecraft skin as a femboy.
Meaning they just drew your skin.
Yeah, but as a femboy.
No, they just drew your skin.
No.
So this is the front entrance. So make it, well, let's bring this back a little bit. I want this to be like 7 blocks wide. Does that feel wide enough? That's probably fine. I have no idea what this is going to be an entrance to though, that's the thing. That's fine. Like, I think a cathedral makes sense back here. What is going on here? Why are there 2 different... Okay. Okay, that should not have been there. Like, what a weird shape for a cathedral, man. Maybe it should extend more this way. It needs to be more, like, long, you know? It's too much of, like, a blob right now. So I was looking at it from the air, and I actually think that the deep slate looks a little bit silly on the tavern, given that this is spruce down here, like spruce and dark oak, and it just looks like it was standing out too much. So I think I'm going to reserve the deep slate for the little, like, crenellations on the wall there, like the stone little, like, defense things, and then maybe in the back here for the cathedral, but the spruce will stay for, like, the more residential roofs, like the tavern, the houses, that kind of stuff. But I just thought that the color disparity was a little bit weird looking, so I changed it. Yeah, that looks better now. I think I'll probably keep the blacksmith just so that it stands out, but that being as the big of a shape as it is, I think the blackstone or the deep slate, whatever it was standing out too much, so I like the change now. Right, I've added some more to this cathedral. Got a really chunky stone base, so it's going to be more like a long-shaped building. I don't really know how I'm going to do it with like this weird curved edge that I created for myself, but I'll figure it out. It's funny, I intentionally create difficult shapes for myself to work with, but I feel like that's how you get better as a builder, or at least that's how you get builds that don't look too boring and too flat, you know? So if this is the floor here, and this is like the ground entrance... Oh, here's Maple. I want it to come up a little bit like a ramp, you know? Okay, well the landscaping looks a little bit different, so we have a lot of trees now. I ran this command that lets you plant trees really quickly, so we got a huge forest, and it actually looks really nice. I think that's what it was missing. It was missing some greenery around. But yeah, so I've expanded the wall a little bit. The main thing is I've filled out the floor in the cathedral, so it's a weird shape, but I can see how this will be nice. We'll have like a giant stained glass window there, and that'll look good. And then I think down here, I was looking at the castle from above, and I think it needs to extend a little bit down here. I think it's a little bit lopsided with how it's just like a big blob. It just needs a little bit of extension right there. And I think this spot down here would be really nice for some like terraced royal gardens, like a big hedge maze and trees, and it's all pretty and, you know, well kept, that kind of thing. So I'll just extend the wall a little bit down, and then from there I'll just figure out what to do next. It's a little bit boxy, but that's a good extension. How are you gonna get down to the Royal Gardens? I mean, realistic. Well, I don't know though. Like, why would you walk through the cathedral to the Royal Gardens? Does that make sense? One thing I've not really thought about with the Royal Gardens is how do you really get to it? Because this little cozy hangout spot is kind of in the way, but this feels like the most logical place to have the entrance. Otherwise, you'd have to go through the cathedral, and I don't know if that would really make sense. I mean, maybe it would, but then you have to go down this hill, so I just don't know. Perhaps I could excavate a hole in the hill and it goes underneath the fortress, and maybe the entrance is like right here, and we have a hole going through the mountain. That could work. I get out my trusty scoot. We'll dig a hole. Alright, there we go. Cleaned up the tunnel. So this is going to be a connecting bit from the gardens, like a double entrance right there, and then it goes through the hill out this way. I gotta say, it's a pretty cool solution. I was a little bit worried how I was going to do that, but that's perfect. Oh, so let's take stock of the whole place up here. God, the dance floor, the tavern is so bright. This is so cool though, man. This is a proper castle. Well, I think I'm going to make some lunch. I'm rather hungry, and then when I come back, let's get some work done on the cathedral. That's what I want to work on next. Alright, I'm back from lunch. I made a burger, and now I'm ready to get back to this cathedral. I don't really know what design I'm going for. Like, I know cathedrals usually have like a giant window at the end and maybe like a tower, like a bell tower or something like that, but I really don't know what to expect here. Alright, is that too tall? That looks about right. This is going to be such a massive project. Again, I'm going to build it in segments. I'm not going to build all of this right away because that'll be too overwhelming. So maybe we'll do like segments of every 6 blocks, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, just have like construction elements around so it looks like it's under construction. You know, looking at how bizarre of a shape it is, I wonder if it'd be worth doing like a dome sphere thing, like right here, instead of having this kind of arch design continue all the way through. Maybe I'll put a dome on top of the arches. How about that? But then, like, where is this arch gonna stop? Like, all the way over here? That would just look kind of weird, wouldn't it? Maybe I'll have all of the arches be the same, like, end point right there. I'm not gonna have it continue all the way out there. And we'll put something else, like, right here, like a tower. Gosh, this is so complicated. Okay, well there's all the arches in. I can see a vision for this. It's really massive though. It's a little bit daunting. Maybe I'll build up some more walls before I make this any higher. You know, it's a good way to trim the windows. I think I'm going to use deep slate walls and glass panes. But I'm wondering if I just do like the stained glass thing I was talking about, like a bunch of different colors. That could be pretty. Let's try it out on this big window right here. Alright, well that's not bad. It definitely is a bit of a departure in the color palette and theme, but it could be worth doing more of that. My foot fell asleep. Hate that feeling. Alright, yeah, but I think this is a decent, you know, idea. A good thing to build off of. It's not like it's done. I kind of want to work on the Royal Gardens now. It just seems like a really potentially pretty spot. Let's see here. If I was to do a garden, I would want pathways going around. I said there should be like terraced farms. We'll have trees, maybe like a little water feature coming down the hill, like a pond. Lots of cool potential. Let's start by getting the pathways in. Alright, that's a decent path. Let's have one more go through the middle here too. There we go. That looks good. Now let's get a water feature coming out from the hill up here. Alright, looks like my design is working nicely. I'll have it flow down here, it'll cross the pathway, I'll have a little footbridge there, and then it'll empty into this little pond here. There we go, that looks good. Let's just add a tiny little footbridge right here, so you can cross the river there. Okay, what else? What else? Let's see, maybe some trees. Trees will be the next thing to do. I think this should be all giant oak trees. Those are the prettiest, in my opinion. Yeah, like that. Wow, that's a huge tree. You know, an idea that I just had that I think would be so pretty is if I change the biome of this little grove here to the moonlight biome from Terralith. I think there's a biome like that throughout this world, and I can just change the biome to be all like purple and enchanted. Let me just get my scoot like this, so the grass will look more purple, which might not really look anything special right now, but I can make it feel like it's an enchanted grove.
So cool though.
Yeah, that's already really pretty. I just gotta finish all the trees. Let's get rid of some of these cornflowers though. There's way too many of them. What if I get some more like hanging leaf things like this? That looks stupid. Wow, this is cool at night. Look at this. Yeah, this is super cool. Wow, the lighting is amazing. I should get some frog lights in the pond too, like the pearlescent ones. That looks so cool. Oh my god, this is perfect. Now I will probably change the leaves from oak to, I think, dark oak, because when you change biomes to the Moonlight Grove, the leaves can change depending on what type of leaf it is, and I think dark oak is the leaf that's used in that biome. I'll make it day first of all so you can see. So they're green right now. Alright, it didn't work quite how I expected, so I just changed them to spruce leaves, and I think that works. I also changed the logs to dark oak, so this is just so pretty, man. I think I gotta build up the wall though. It doesn't look quite right being so low, and then once we do that, this will be pretty much finished. Alright, that looks pretty good. So there's probably a couple other things I could do, like put a gazebo in there, but again, I like to have an idea well built up and then move on to something else and just let it marinate in the oven, so to speak. So that's in a really good spot. I love that royal garden. Alright, well I think now I want to switch over to working back on the ramparts. Never did really finish this. I laid the idea down over here, which is pretty cool, but we can just have this extend all the way down the wall. Let's just build up this tower here. This actually needs to start going up. I didn't realize that the wall goes up like that, so the platform has to go up as well. Alright, I'm making good progress on the wall down there. I gotta say, man, it's so nice to sometimes just take a step back and look at your project, because this was almost nothing when I started this video. I mean, I had this thing, which I had made in a previous video, but none of this was really here. So there's been a lot of progress made today. Definitely a lot of progress. They're working on this house as well. There's like 5 people working on some sort of like windmill fantasy house. That looks awesome. I just feel like there still is like a lot of empty space in the, I guess you could call it like the courtyard itself, like down here, and I guess I could maybe expand this marketplace. That could be a way to fill it out. Something's got to go over here too. I mean, I thought about putting trees in here, but I want to make like the outside trees and the inside all urban, because I want the shape of the castle to be very distinct. Like, it's clearly, this is the walls, here's everything inside of it, and then all the forest is outside of it. I don't really want to blend the two. So yeah, let's work on this marketplace. That looks like a good little project to work on. Maple, one of the players, had started this shack here, a little like flow state market stall, but I'll do some more colors like yellow, orange, green, that kind of stuff. Let's just get some decoration blocks. We'll get barrels and chests and different colored wool. Alright, let's get some colors down. Alright, there's one stall. These are really simple. I'll just do the basic idea and then we'll make them have more personality, like add villagers and stuff in a second. This feels like a good spot for a diagonal tent, like what Maple did there. Alright, that looks good, and then probably one more right here. We'll do a magenta one. I have to raise the wall up a little bit right here. Well, I suppose I could just do this, make it come down 1 block. Oh, right, there we go. That looks much more lively now. So now let's actually decorate them. That's just the tent part. So maybe this one, the magenta one, given that it's the biggest one, could be like a food stall, because there's a lot of variety of stuff that they could sell. So we'll get some campfires, and then if you put them out with a shovel, you can put meat on them. Like raw beef and pork chops and mutton and all that. This could be the counter where the food is sold. Alright, so this is the meat shop. Okay, how about a bread shop? We'll sell like artisan breads and sourdough and stuff like that here. Alright, this looks good. And then these other 2 ones are much smaller, so can't really fit a whole lot. Maybe this will be like a candle shop. God, the villagers are so loud. Here, this one will be much more informal, just like a shopkeeper is just sitting here. There's no counter, not like an organized thing, it's just chilling. And if you want a candle, you just come up to him and buy it. I really should use more banners. Let me do that on these ones. Yeah, this is a nice little marketplace. And then the way that Maple designed this stall with the trapdoors, this just kind of feels like a fish shop to me. I don't know why. We'll have some cauldrons and we'll put fish in them. Can you put fish in the actual cauldron? Oh, you can? That's crazy. Wait, stay in there. Why do you guys keep jumping out? Stay in. Alright, well, never say I didn't try. Alright, we'll just do the next best thing. We'll just put item frames around and put some cod in there. Alright, man. Well, this is a great marketplace. I feel like there's maybe a couple other things I could do. Like, I just feel like I need some trees. Just a couple trees here and there like this. Maybe like a super mega taiga tree. How about that? Yes, show me the house. Show me the house.
Welcome to the mill. Welcome to the mill. Lena has done all the interior along with Cupcake. We had a couple of other hands helping as well. So
Ooh. You have Bonk?
Yep, that's a doggo edition. We have a couple windows you can access. There's one up there as well. You can come to the mill part, the tower. It's got a couple of little decorations inside, all done by Lena. Oh look, it's Flow Special canopy.
Nice. This is great. How long did it take you guys?
Bro, it's taken me all morning, all day.
Yeah, when I built the blacksmith down there, that's when you guys got started, and that was like 5 hours ago. Yeah, very good job. I'm glad to see you guys building. Oh, and the farm too?
Yes. Oh yes, this was all done by new player, Dirio.
Nice. I'm glad to
It's
see
not
not a
suggested.
questionable windmill for once.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I said. I'm so glad you brought that up. It's gonna be a build that I'm
remembered one
doing.
in
I don't know
Corvia.
what
Yeah, I know. I remember that one. Alright, well I just toured that house. That was pretty cool, right? I'm just so glad to see people building in the build videos. I love to see it. So, I would say something fun I wanted to try was to reduce the land here a little bit. I have not used TNT in a while, and I want this to be more like a sheer cliff than just like a sloping hill, you know? So let me get out my trusty TNT. You know, something that I had mentioned in a previous video recently was that I like to look at income percentile brackets to know where I stack up in society, you know, which is kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. But something else that I like to do that's kind of related is I like to, like I'm sure many of you guys do, kind of like window shop for absurdly expensive homes, or like watch those YouTube videos that are like $100 million penthouse in New York City and just kind of like gawk at like imagining what that would be like, or just that some people actually have that kind of money. But I was watching a video today about this one penthouse, just, you know, a modest 22 million in New York, like a 7,000 square foot penthouse apartment that I was looking at. And it's not that I'm surprised that people have that kind of money, because obviously there are people that wealthy, but it's more just that people look at a home that isn't that big considering the amount of money that they're spending on it and think like, oh yeah, this is a reasonable purchase. Because when I looked at this video that I was watching, I was like, I mean, this house is nice. It's definitely bigger than your average American home, and it's modern and fancy. But $22 million? Like, that is stupid for what you're getting. Because you still have neighbors, like in your backyard, people can still look down into your, you know, dwelling, and, you know, it's very much urban living. It's still New York. It's not like you're getting land, and you're spending $20 million for that? Like, it's just crazy to me, man. And I know some people say like, oh, that's just cope. Like, of course you would want to live in a place like that. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's nice, but I cannot fathom having that much money and thinking that's what I want to spend the money on. I mean, people can do what they want with their money, obviously. Like, we live in a free country, but it's crazy to me that some people want to be that close to other people. Like, dude, if I had $20 million, you bet your ass I would not be living with next door neighbors. That's for sure. I'd have like 50 acres of land and being by myself. I don't understand that urban crave, you know? Like, my sister lives in New York and she loves it, and, you know, it is personal preference, but it's insane to me that you could spend that much money and get so little in return for how much money you're putting in, you know? Like, a really, really nice house in America in a more rural setting with land and like a good high quality house is probably like $1 million, which is a ton of money, don't get me wrong, but that's nothing compared to spending 22 million on essentially like an urban apartment. I just don't get it. I mean, I'm sure it's a reasonable price for New York, like that's just how much land costs because of the demand, but gosh, man, I would never do that. But again, it is like a guilty pleasure, because it's like, okay, imagine having that kind of money to spend on a house and not really think much of it. Like, Obviously, that's pretty absurd, but hey man, some people do it. It is possible. Anyways, this is what I'm going for. I had to cave and resort to world edit because it's so much quicker. But I want this to be more like a sheer cliff. I guess also in the vein of that money conversation, I got Chipotle for dinner. And it's been expensive for a while, but it seems like it's just gone up again. And it's now $10.95 for a burrito. God, man, like I remember back in college 3-4 years ago, and it was not even $8 for a burrito. I don't know what percent increase that is, but that's gotta be like 35% in 4 years. And I swear, when everything got super expensive after 2020, a lot of people were just like, hey, I mean, if the price is this expensive, we can just keep it this way and the customers can't do anything about it. Like when home prices went up a ton and now it's like $430,000 or something for the average home in America. And it's like, I don't think it's really going to go down. You know, it's just going to stay here. Like Chipotle prices aren't going to go down. It just sucks, man. It's just so ridiculous how expensive everything's gotten. And it's honestly borderline insulting to think that despite how expensive things are getting, people still think that you can just get an average salary and corporations expect you to just get by on that. Like, I recently quit my job. I'm finally full-time with YouTube, but my day job was paying me, I don't even think it was paying me $50,000 a year. I think it might have been a little bit less than that, which I mean is, I think, technically above average slightly for my age range, you know, fresh out of college. But it's like, what are you going to buy with that, man? Like our monthly rent, I'm pretty sure it was 75% of my monthly salary at my job. Like 3/4 of the money that I was making at my job would have just gone to rent if I didn't have YouTube. So it's like, I don't know what these companies are expecting of us, that we can just get by and things continue to get expensive. I mean, that's why you got to make your own way and just kind of, like, as hard as it sounds, like start a business or start some sort of side hustle, because the current model of just relying on one company for your salary just really isn't enough these days, man. Like, getting paid $50,000 a year does not go very far anymore. And I don't see any reason Chipotle is going to get any cheaper from here. I mean, obviously, like, Chipotle is a luxury, and you don't have to do that. But even getting groceries, I just came back from Thanksgiving break, and, you know, you do your whole reset of your groceries, like when you know, like your fridge is empty, you've got to get a new batch of groceries. And I went to Whole Foods, and it was $200. Like, and I know Whole Foods is the most expensive grocery store you can shop at. Like, you could go to Safeway, but like even my girlfriend, she goes to Safeway, which is supposed to be like the comparatively cheaper grocery store, and she'll still spend a ton of money for comparatively worse quality food. It's just like, you can't win, man. Everything's expensive. I'm just so glad that I have spent these last couple of years building up YouTube to the point that I can go full time, because I just, like, the thing that I was doing where I was just going to keep working at a company forever and continuing to get barely any money for raises, it just was not going to work, man. It was so unsustainable. Like, I feel for you guys out there who feel like you're stuck and you only have the typical career path to go for because starting a business is too scary or too difficult. And I get it, man. Like, it's really hard. And I mean, the only real solution is just to find a way to make more money. It's as simple as that, because you can't rely on businesses to drop their prices for you. It's just not going to happen. Like, my rent isn't getting any cheaper, that's for sure. Looks like I've excavated some ore for everyone. That's funny. But yeah, man, I mean, keep your chin up if you feel disheartened by how expensive things are getting. I definitely feel it. We all feel it. But you just gotta find a way to get extra dollars, man. But anyways, this is more or less what I was going for. I just want it to be like, kind of like a defensive trench that this castle's built on. It wasn't just like on a slope. But I should probably texture this a bit, like add some grass in here. Alright, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, man, well, let's see. What else could I work on here? I still need to build up this wall here. It would take a lot of tedious repetition, but it just needs to be done. Like, there's not a lot of distinct things that I would probably be commentating over, just placing blocks, but that's something to work on. I could keep lowering this on maybe the other side of the castle, you know, just, there's things to do. I guess I'll build up this wall. I just really need to do this. I've been procrastinating on it. Whoops. I don't want to do that. Oh, you know, one other thing that I wanted to talk about, it's very brief and kind of silly, but I have a hot take to share. And when I was home for Thanksgiving, we watched the first Harry Potter movie, or at least, you know, the first half of it. And I remember being hesitant to watch that, and I was like, man, I don't really like Harry Potter. Deep down, I know I'm not really a fan of that franchise and magic and all of that, but I decided to watch it anyways, and sure enough, I confirmed that I did not like it. Maybe that's a hot take, but I'm just really not a fan of that franchise. It's not like it's a super profound thought that I'm having here, but I don't know. I think I'm just not really a fan of British culture. And I know, smite me down, all you Brits out there, but like my dad, he's Australian, so I think he likes British culture. I remember growing up watching Wallace and Gromit, that claymation thing, and that shit scared me so bad. Claymation just really spooks me. I'm not a fan at all, but I don't know. There's just something about like British movies. Like I'm not really a fan of Love Actually, or just, I don't know. I've never had much luck with British media. It's not really my thing, but yeah, that's my hot take. Not really a Harry Potter fan, but it's funny. I love, The Hobbit, and I like Lord of the Rings, and everyone's got like British accents, and it's kind of it has like British undertones in there, and I like that, and that has magic in it. But I don't know. There's just something about Harry Potter that's just not for me. How am I gonna do this? There needs to be a walkway here, but the staircase is in the way. Maybe like this? Like walk on the edge like that? That could work. If I finish this tower, will you guys put a trebuchet on it?
Yes.
Aim for the wall.
Alright, well I think the castle's in a pretty good spot, dude. We've added a lot in this video. Not just me, but all the players. It's been a really cool community project. I asked if they could build a trebuchet, and that thing looks clean, dude. That looks perfect. I didn't leave a ton of clearance between that and the flag that I built. I built the flowstate flag, but that's alright. I just added a little bit more. I excavated the outside a little bit. So yeah, I think the castle's in a pretty good space. It's not done. I might finish it before Season 3 ends. Again, Season 4 is launching on January 3rd, so get ready for that. If you want to be part of that, the link is in the description. But yeah, man, that's about it, so I'll see you in the next video.